Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Nos programmes offrent plusieurs langues. Veuillez visiter suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Nuestros programas ofrecen varios idiomas. Visiten suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Манай нэвтрүүлгүүд олон хэлээр гардаг. Зочлох хаяг suprememastertv.com/6 schedule.
I think showing people that someone like a cattle rancher who has been in the business of selling meat for so many years, if somebody like that can make a change and can follow their intuition, then really anybody can. So that's been the main takeaway for me.
Farmhouse Garden Animal Home, From Slaughter to Sanctuary, Part 2 of 3. Continue watching to find out more. Vi älskar dig means we love you in Swedish. The people of Sweden wish you peace, abundance and joy every day of your life. Welcome to part 2 of our 3-part series, Farmhouse Garden Animal Home, From Slaughter to Sanctuary. Farmhouse Garden Animal Home is an animal sanctuary in Uxbridge, Ontario, Canada, co-founded in 2016 by Michael Lanigan and Edith Barabash. In part 1 of this series, we learned how long-time bee farmer Mike Lanigan and his employee Edith Barabash turned Mike's cattle operation into an animal sanctuary. On today's program, we'll learn more about Farmhouse Garden Animal Home. For more than a decade, Edith has been a dedicated vegan. She explains some benefits of the plant-based lifestyle, including its much more efficient use of land.
In terms of land use, the amount of land, and you could see here at the farm, the amount of land that it takes to raise the animals, it's quite an inefficient way to produce food for people because there's 28 cows at the sanctuary and there's so many acres of land used. And of course we love the animals, we're so happy they're here and that they're safe, but if you're really trying to feed people off of meat, that's not an efficient way to do it because all of that land could be used for growing crops. Also in terms of greenhouse gases, cows are probably the top producer of methane. There's so much manure that they produce and we see that and we deal with that firsthand. So in terms of the environmental impact, raising animals, especially cows, are probably the most environmentally destructive. In terms of health benefits, it's been shown so many times that a well-balanced plant-based diet can be really great for people's health. Having been vegan for about 11 years now, my blood work is great, my health is great. It's very doable for people to have a healthy plant-based diet and to thrive off of it, and that's what matters, right? If we don't have to eat animals and cause animal suffering, then there really is no reason to do it. I think once you do become vegan, seeing animals and interacting with animals becomes a bit of a different experience because there isn't any of that guilt associated with it, and you don't have to live with that cognitive dissonance, and you're morally aligned with your beliefs. And everybody loves animals. Everybody wants animals to be happy and safe and cared for. And all you're doing is taking that moral belief and really living it.
In many countries, including Canada, the government subsidizes the meat and dairy industries. We asked Edith what might happen if the subsidies for meat and dairy were stopped and this money was given instead to support organic fruit and vegetable farmers.
Well, I think that would be a huge part of, first of all, solving a health crisis that we're facing, because when you're subsidizing foods that are bad for people, like the cheapest foods available are the ones that are causing the most health impacts. So little changes are being made, like we saw with the Canadian Food Guide, how dairy was taken off, and we see less of an emphasis on meat and more on plant protein, which is really great and shows that steps are being taken, but unfortunately the subsidies are still a big issue. There's a great movement called Nation Rising. They specifically are working towards ending these subsidies, or they're kind of pushing the government to move away from these subsidies and instead subsidize healthy plant-based foods.
We'll take a moment now to thank the farmers who work diligently growing organic fruits, vegetables, and grains to feed the world. We'll be back after this message. Please stay tuned to Supreme Master Television. Welcome back as we continue visiting Farmhouse Garden Animal Home. The mission of the sanctuary is to provide a safe home for the animals in their care, as well as to show others that farm animals deserve love and compassion. When Edith and Mike first transitioned from beef farming to running a sanctuary, they wondered about the best way to accomplish the change.
So when we first became a sanctuary, for me it was all about how many animals can we save, how many can we rescue. And then I quickly realized that's not really an efficient way of making change, because you're never going to save all the animals that need to be saved, right? There are so many animals in need, and it was so emotionally taxing and just difficult to constantly turn animals away and tell people that like we have limited capacity. And then I realized, well, we can make this about more than just the animals at the sanctuary. We can focus on education and bringing people face to face with the animals. And there have been so many people who have come here and met the animals and then told me, oh, it's really changed my outlook on like the food I eat and the lifestyle I live. And so I think we've really pushed education, and we have a humane education program geared towards younger kids to teach them about caring for the environment and loving animals from a young age. So it's been really cool playing around with that, and I think that's what's most effective is connecting people with the animals that they would otherwise see as food.
Farmhouse Garden Animal Home Sanctuary offers tours for many groups, providing guests with precious opportunities to interact directly with their animals.
In past years, we've had almost every month just tours open for everybody. So we've had parents come with kids, we've had older people come out. There's really no age group that it's specifically geared towards, but we always try to have things here for everybody to do, and people could feed the animals and learn what everybody's names are. So they really connect with the animals in that way. And then this year we've been doing a lot of just like private tours or virtual tours. So back when we were still locked down, we would do tours with people online so that they can still virtually be here and still meet all the animals, but it's in a safe way.
Through their courageous example of transitioning from operating a beef farm to running an animal sanctuary, Mike and Edith hope to inspire others to follow in their footsteps.
I think showing people that someone like a cattle rancher who has been in the business of selling meat for so many years, if somebody like that can make a change and can follow their intuition, then really anybody can. So that's been the main takeaway for me, and it's been really inspiring for me to see Mike make this transition, because I think of all the things that he's given up and all the backlash that he's faced, whether it's from the community or family. So I think that's a great way of inspiring people, is showing them that anybody can make a change.
We asked Edith what advice she would like to share with other farmers around the world who want to change their livelihoods from raising and slaughtering livestock to growing organic fruits and vegetables.
First of all, it's not an easy transition to make, and that's why what I always recommend is, if people are having second thought, if somebody's a beef farmer, transition into growing vegetables and kind of like phase out their operation. Converting to an animal sanctuary is a lot of work. You need a whole community to really be backing you up, and it's not something that's always practical for everybody. There are some really great programs out there where people are actually working to help farmers move from animal agriculture to plant agriculture. So Mercy for Animals, it has something called the Transformation Project that they're working on. There's a sanctuary in in Texas called Rowdy Girl Sanctuary that have something called the Ranger Advocacy Program. So there are programs out there for farmers who are having second thoughts and want to make a change. And I would point them in that direction and have them talk to people who are willing to back them up and want to help them. We got wonderful, immediate support from the animal rights community, which was really what helped us get started, because we started off with no funds and so many animals to take care of right away. So having so many animal lovers come to volunteer with us and donate and join our events was huge and really pushed us forward.
Many thanks, Edith and Mike, for your noble, compassionate example, which will inspire other farmers to follow in your footsteps. May you and your precious animal friends enjoy long, happy lives with blessings from the divine. For more information on Farmhouse Garden Animal Home, please visit farmhousegardenanimalhome.com. Gentle viewers, thank you for your company today. Please join us again on Monday, December 14, for the concluding episode in this series. Wishing you continued spiritual upliftment in a compassionate, peaceful, vegan world.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule and suprememastertv.com/PE.